it's something that just hit me in the gut that someone so full of life no longer is alive. It just really shakes you. He lived a life in full, age 85. There's no doubt about it. And his career and life is remarkable. Again, a guy who, tried to play football, couldn't break through, tries coaching. He's a young guy on a staff of a franchise run by Al Davis out there in California, the Raiders. He gets an opportunity at age 32. 32. Imagine. 32 is young now. Could you imagine what it was back then? And he had a 10-year career that, burnt him out, gave all he could. And that 10-year career, he did so much within it, that got him in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Peter King had an incredible nugget. He retired at the age of 42 from coaching and wound up as a Hall of Fame head coach. Bill Parcells wound up as a Hall of Fame head coach. His first game as a head coach was at age 42. And at age 42, Madden decides to try something else in broadcasting. And folks, we all love listening to Romo and his freewheeling style. And you hear, all other announcers and you watch them draw on the screen. He was the first to do that. Madden was the first to draw on the screen and have a telestrator and show X's and O's for you at home. He was the first to hold meetings with coaches and players before broadcasts. Mm-hmm. So he wanted to know what you think and what a player's thinking so he could then use it on the air for his audience. Everybody does that now. And he speaks and he spoke in such plain English that he was a smart man for a cerebral sport who loved the physical nature of it and spoke in such plain English that he made everyone understand it and want to hang with him. I first became aware of John Madden. I was too young to really watch the Raiders play football back in the day and know him. I got to know him as that coach who was on all those beer commercials. Mm-hmm. And he would go, boom, he would burst through, the end at the Miller Lite commercials. And he was the biggest personality in a commercial spots with tons of huge personalities. Rodney Dangerfield, Bubba Smith, Dick Butkus, Billy Martin, Mickey Spillane, Boog Powell. And then my kids know him as the video game guy. So my kids know him. I know him. His generation knows him. Him with Summerall, and then him with Al, and then him with us. He's one of those people that you felt you knew him because you knew the guy that you saw on the screen and you heard on your screen was not at all a put on or filter. He was genuine, a genuine article, loved the sport. Coaches reached out to him. He reached out to the coach. The commissioner used him as a sounding board for player safety for years. A giant who will never be replicated. Never. Yeah. A genuine article, and I got to meet him and know him, and I was an honor that I hosted the press conference where he was announced as a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And I'll never forget his speech where he talked about the busts in the room in Canton who talked to each other at night. And he says, we're going to talk about whoever, whatever, forever. And that was his way of talking. I get goosebumps even remember. It's like poetry that was out of his mouth, like plain English Shakespeare. Rest in peace, John Madden, sir. Rest in peace. And thank you for everything.